Hello, this is Nina Davis, Associate Director for Member Services and Engagement at Michigan Association of Secondary School Principals. I am here today with information on public service loan forgiveness in the hope that I can help someone in this situation who has questions about the program. I was lucky and blessed enough to benefit from having all of my student loans forgiven under this reform program, and I hope that someone else out there can benefit from my experience as well. There's been a lot of confusion among student loan borrowers about the recent reforms to the public service loan forgiveness program, and specifically what President Biden recently announced for some borrowers. As a result, borrowers are looking at programs they may not qualify for, or they think, again, they are being left out and will never see loan forgiveness, which simply doesn't have to be true. Today, I want to break down what is really happening with public service loan forgiveness, what each of the major reforms do, which ones you might qualify for and should look for, and what the deadlines are, if there are any. So let's break it down. To start, let's cover how public service loan forgiveness is supposed to work. The program has 4 components. If you meet all of them, you'll receive federally tax-free loan forgiveness on any remaining balance of your loan. It is important to note some states may still levy a state tax on the loan forgiveness. So what do you have to do? Here's the 4 criteria. Number 1, have a direct student loan. Number 2, be on a qualifying repayment plan. Number 3, have a qualifying employment which you certify. And number 4, do all steps 1 through 3 for 120 payments. So let's break this down a little further. First, direct loans. What are they? The only loan types that qualify for the program are direct student loans. These are basically all federal loans issued after July 1st, 2010. If you have old FFEL, which are federal family education loans, Perkins, or private student loans, they don't qualify for this program. If you fall into this category, though, contact your loan servicer, as there are ways to consolidate some of these loans into federal direct loans in order to qualify. Qualifying repayment plan. Second, you must be on a qualifying repayment plan. The qualifying repayment plans are IBR, income-based repayment, PAYE, pay as you earn, REPAYE, revised pay as you earn, and the standard 10-year plan. It's important to note both the graduated and extended repayment plans do not qualify. Qualifying employment. Third, you need to have a qualifying public service employment, and you need to certify your employment via an employment certification form or the public service loan forgiveness application. This is a pretty broad definition, but you need to work any job in government, federal, state, or local, public schools, or for a nonprofit. If you are a public school educator, there is a 99% chance you will qualify. Finally, you need to do steps 1 through 3 for 120 payments. These payments do not have to be sequential. They just need to add up to 120 payments. Each month during the COVID-19 student loan pause counts as a payment, as long as you certify your employment during this period. So public service loan forgiveness sounds great, right? So now why do we need the temporary expanded public service loan forgiveness or even the Biden waiver? Well, to put it simply, people are getting rejected for PSLF, and some shouldn't be. And there appears to be a significant amount of both confusion and mismanagement of the program. Plus, there are reports that loan servicers may have misled borrowers into the wrong repayment plan, or advise them that their loan type qualified when it didn't. As a result, people are not getting the loan forgiveness they deserve. The latest data from September 21 shows the following. Only 2% of borrowers who applied for PSLF met the requirements. That means 98% were rejected for public service loan forgiveness. 80% of the rejects were due to not meeting the 120 payment mark on direct loans. Some of these borrowers may have had FFEL loans. 6.8% of the borrowers were rejected for having the wrong repayment plan. The remaining 12.6% were rejected for not having qualified employment. With these high numbers of rejection, both policy advocates and Congress focused on what could be wrong. Yes, there are simply a large number of people applying who don't qualify because they are seeking relief. But there are also clearly systemic issues with the program. As such, 2 fixes have been passed to try to address the situation. So these 2 things are the temporary expanded public service loan forgiveness and Biden Waiver. So the temporary expanded public service loan forgiveness is a program that was passed by Congress that is designed to help borrowers who've been in the wrong repayment plan. The Biden Waiver is a set of executive orders that both are reviewing rejected public service loan forgiveness applications for accuracy and also allow those with the wrong loan type to potentially qualify if they take certain actions. So let's talk a little bit about this temporary expanded public service loan forgiveness program. This was passed by Congress in 2018, and it provides $350 million in loan forgiveness funds for borrowers who qualify for the new expanded version of public service loan forgiveness. So basically, this temporary expanded program allows for non-qualifying repayment plans to now qualify for public service loan forgiveness. So what is this expanded version? Well, if you made payments under the graduated or extended repayment plan, you would have previously been rejected for public service loan forgiveness. However, temporary expanded public service loan forgiveness now makes those payments qualifying as long as you meet all other criteria: a direct loan, qualifying employment, 120 payments, and your last 12 months of payments are equal to or greater than you would have paid under qualifying income-driven repayment plan. Sounds confusing. The key here is temporary expanded public service loan forgiveness fixes repayment plan disqualifications. To get approved under temporary expanded public service loan forgiveness, you simply need to switch to a qualifying repayment plan for public service loan forgiveness. Remember, those were IBR, PAYE, and the RE-PAYE for the last 12 months of payments before you can be approved for loan forgiveness. The downside to this program is it's first come, first serve, and the budget is limited to just $350 million. That means you need to act now if you qualify for this program. The Biden Waiver. President Biden recently announced several PSLF reforms that are being called the Biden Waiver. These reforms had several aspects, but the 2 biggest were a review of all rejected public service loan forgiveness applications, which has been resulting in hundreds or thousands of borrowers getting loan forgiveness, and a new process for old FFEL loans to now qualify for public service loan forgiveness. There are still about 10 million borrowers in the United States with old federal family education loans. These loans do not qualify under public service loan forgiveness. Remember, only direct loans do. So as a result, many borrowers have been rejected for public service loan forgiveness simply due to having the wrong loan type. President Biden is allowing a waiver for borrowers in this situation to consolidate their student loans into a new direct loan and then apply for public service loan forgiveness. In this scenario, the Department of Education will now count payments made under the old FFEL loan as long as the current loan is a direct loan. This is a huge win for borrowers with FFEL loans. To do this, you need to go to studentaid.gov and consolidate your old FFEL loans by October 31st, 2022 to take advantage of this waiver. You must still meet all the other requirements of PSLF. So the repayment plan, your qualifying employment and certification, and 120 payments. Another perk of this program, if you are or were a teacher and your time period qualifies you for teacher loan forgiveness, you can now double dip for public service loan forgiveness. This was previously not allowed. So final thoughts here. Don't delay. Navigating these programs can be confusing, and it doesn't help that student loan servicers like FedLoan and Navient have not always been the most helpful. However, these programs do help solve some of the complexity and reasons for rejection and are much needed relief for borrowers who may have been misled or simply misinformed. These programs do have deadlines and restrictions, though. It's essential that you take action quickly so that you can get the loan forgiveness you may deserve. To get started, simply call your loan provider and tell them you are interested in public service loan forgiveness. Remember, to qualify, your loans must be direct student loans through the federal government. These are typically serviced by companies like Navient and FedLoan and other service providers. You may also start the process by logging into your federal student aid account and following the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Help tool. This tool will walk you through all the steps to see if you first qualify for the public student loan forgiveness and if you might be eligible under the temporary expanded public service loan forgiveness and or the Biden waiver. There is a link here. You can type that address in if you'd like to get to the PSLF help tool. So in closing, I just want to thank you first for listening to this information. If you have any questions, I will do my best to try to help you. I have included my email address as well as my Twitter handle. If I don't have answers, I will try to get those for you. But good luck to you if you are searching for public service loan forgiveness and hoping to get those loans forgiven. Thanks for attending.